All right, been a while. How's everybody doing? I finished some cars and got some real cool stuff here I wanted to show everybody. And cleaned up the desk a little bit here, so it's not quite as junked up as it normally is, but I still can't get it perfect. But I did get this nice beauty, which is helping with some of my project uh, organization. And you can see here, finally got that little 40K cat guy painted. Um, and some D&D bunny people and this big bug. So I got that done. But on to the more important stuff, the Gaslands. So some of these will be from my store. Some of these I'm keeping. But so I figured let's start with this guy here. This is a car I was trying my hand at doing a quarter paint scheme where it would be different colors. And so it's mostly like this green color and pink. And then there's white on the doors back. So it's a very bright little Chevy, and it's got a turreted machine gun and mine droppers. And it's a very simple scheme. A lot of rust and dust, and trying to get this thing to stay in focus here. You got the little vampire mouth thing at the front, but actually, I think this could be a Firebird. That's what I think this is. I think this actually is a older Firebird. But anyway, oh yeah, Firebird. Someone's gonna rib me in the comments for that, but I've had a long day. But you got a crew guy in there, and you've got over here. Yeah, it's kind of a little hard to see in there, but you got a little cat in there. So he's got his pet. I'm thinking about calling this the comedian, but it's very brightly colored, and I kind of like how that one turned out. And then we got this one. This is gonna be a member of my Maxine team. This is a fortune teller armed with rockets and tank tracks. So her fortunes are usually explosive in origin. So different kind of meaning to a palm reading when you've got rocket launchers on the front of your truck. But got a guy in the back here poking out, taking some shots. But this here is just a dry rub transfer. And they work just as good as the temporary tattoos and regular decals. Just again, be sure to put Mod Podge over it once you get it down, so it'll stay down. And it won't come up. And I got this guy here. This is another one I was just... I know James Hall, he likes to talk about having a different panel, different colors. So, this truck every panel is a different color. This was just something I did for fun, and I'm not quite sure what I'll call this one. But it's wall of amps, oil slick dropper, submachine gun. But you can see every panel is a different color. There's gold, there's green, there's red, there's orange, there's purple, yellow, a lime green, glitter blue, and so pink tires. So yeah, this one's a little bit of a wild vehicle, and you've got the cultist guy up here with the machine gun and pink hair, green armbands, yellow flag that says Amour on it, which is French for love, I believe. So it's like, yeah, this one's a weird one, and but it's meant to be weird. I did that intentionally. And we got this Native American guy. This one is going to be called the Crazy Horse since it's a Mustang. It's got a flamethrower, and so this one, this is the original paint scheme of the car. I just gave it a good rub for get that hair off there. Little very very light sanding. Just way I could paint on some of it, and like I said, I use my favorite little hobby stuff, Mod Podge, and just give it a coat so everything stays there on the decals, the little Bambi decals and everything. And yeah, this one didn't take a lot of work, but it turned out really well. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. And then of course the Native American guy on the back there, with the shotgun. But I don't know, might have this as a Cult of the Inferno one. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do with this one yet, but I just like it. So it's one of those very simple, easy builds that look great with very little work. And then I got this guy. This is the pace car. I've done some thoughts about how to do rolling starts in Gaslands like NASCAR does. Instead of everybody being at a stop at the gate. And so this guy here, he'd be the guy leading the pack before he peels off to safety and takes cover while the rest of the death race starts up. So this one, it's a really dirty car because it's not so much a combat vehicle, even though it does have a minigun to defend itself, but it's based off of the Oldsmobile that convertible that was the pace car at the Indy 500. So I just left the pace car details on, and then I put a lot of mud and rust, and it made this look like it got kind of kicked a few times before it found its new home as the official death race pace car. So I like how that turned out too. And the guy in the back is not a representation of me with no hair, so it's not, honestly. And then I found this little car. The whole front end was gone, and so all that was left was the engine. I think these were those kind of cars that they launched out and then they crashed into each other and the bits flew off. But this is all I had of it, so I put some bad wheels on there, and now I'll tell you, this is a fun technique to do, but I don't recommend doing it for other people unless but this is a great tool for Gaslands. Just be careful with it, and please don't burn your house down and then blame me. But yeah, just melted the tires down to where they look flat, and put the rear ram on it. And then I had a miscast minigun here, so I just broke it up some more, and that way this looks like a destroyed car that can be sitting on the side of the road to be smacked into. And then I guess we can do this one. This is a little Lancia rally car with a rocket launcher and ram. So it's a slime vehicle. And I was really trying to do like heavy graffiti and this one looks like it's been beat up a bit. And so you can kind of see the witch kind of demon thing at the back, that comical, dark comedy side of what makes Gaslands kind of fun. But got the front ram, and yeah, I like this one. Being yellow and teal, it really pops compared to a lot of the darker cars. And then we got this one here. This is the Camaro, not the Firebird. And this one's just spiky and rusty and muddy and, got some smoke launchers. And I had some Snickers decals, but they were too big to really fit on the car too well. So I left them off. Because that's originally what I was going to do with this car, is it was going to become a Snickers car. If you're familiar with old-time NASCAR, there was a driver called Rick Wilson. He had a number 8 Buick Snickers car. And that's what I was going to do, was his paint scheme on this, but it didn't really work out, so I just improvised and simplified a little bit. And then there's this dragster, and basically the jet engines came off of a little plastic toy boat, 3D printed mortar, and I used some bedazzled beads to block where the little pinholes are for the actual Hot Wheels wheels. So it's it doesn't look quite as toyish, I guess. And I was just playing with this vehicle. Mostly was just experimenting with some painting techniques. Still trying to get my rust to look really good. And I was using this as a test bed for doing the piping. Trying to get the piping to look brighter than what I normally do. So yeah, it's a dragster, mortar, napalms, and the jet engine. So it's an exploding weapon of war. I'm tired. I'm trying to come up with clever things to say, but and failing horribly. But did want to go. This here is my demo team. Because I plan on doing some demos of Gaslands with my local game store and cons and stuff. So I've got a team of a buggy and a car that's blue, and it's a Mustang and a buggy, and then a red Mustang and a red buggy. So I decided to do 2 more teams, just so I had 4 teams to play with, and give people options. So this is the yellow team and the green team, and they're Camaros and these more futuristic buggies. So they're very, very simply armed, machine gun, and these. That's it, pretty much, for the buggies. So you can see here. And again, I'm trying to get this thing to focus better. I really do need some sort of, I've said it so many times, but I need some sort of apparatus so I can hold, like the phone up here so you can see me working here. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to get that, and I really don't know. But you can see here, and this one's I really like this custom 68 Camaro the Hot Wheels came out with. This thing is perfect for Gaslands, and so yeah, it's machine guns and mines. Very simple build for the death races and stuff. So it's, I figure people will just like this because it's simple and real clean paint job. And yeah, so like I said, that'll be good for people wanting to learn to get into the game and get more people into this, because I really think this is a great hobby. And you really can't beat the price point for this, for Gaslands, compared to everything else. So now this one here is one I'm really happy with. I haven't came up with a name yet. Right to Bear Arms, or Bear Hammer. I'm not for sure. Barefoot. I really don't know. I had this little bear figure from a Matchbox playset, and it was like this rescue fire thing, and you can see here, this actually rotates all the way. So I just stuck it on there, and I just kind of went with that as kind of the theme of the vehicle. And then this is a Rusty's build, so it's got the front rockets and ram. So this thing is, the terrifying thing about this vehicle is it hits something, and it'd be a real bad day for somebody. It's a shame this thing doesn't have boarding party, but you do have pile driver though. Yeah, so you got pile driver, so you could ram a target that's smaller than you, and then move it a short distance, and then you're no longer distracted, so you could fire this 125 or BFG, whichever you want it to be, and then fire the rockets too. That's going to give somebody a bad day. It's going to give somebody a real bad day. But anyway, I like how this one turned out. This is probably the top 3 favorite ones I did this month. So, and yeah, I like how the green and the copper looked. That came out really well. And the paper, the tarp is just as paper. Again, Mod Podged and made into those tarps. And then you see it's stiff. See, this is what I'm saying. This Mod Podge will make paper like this, just perfectly stiff. So you can paint on it, you can do whatever you want to it. You can even get it wet for a little bit, without the integrity of the paper, disintegrating on you. And so then I got this one. This is the way I normally do my exhaust pipes. And I was showing this to a few people about, and trying to get pointers on how to do better exhausts. But I was thinking about selling this one. I still might sell it, but I kind of like it also because it's very simple. And it's got the flamethrower at the back, and then it's got the 125. But I could also run this as Vernie with calling that an improvised sludge thrower. And this one was again this was a Canon piece that didn't print right. The whole tip was like mushed, and so I had a Space Marine missile launcher tip that I just slapped on there. And that looks pretty good, I think. So you got this military truck, and it's been hot rodded, and goes chasing down people to blow them up. And then we got this vehicle. This was the August car of the month was performance cars, and so yeah. This is my entry. I fought myself over which car I was going to enter. And it was either going to be the Indy car, or it was going to be this Chaparral. And my brother talked me into doing the Chaparral. So, if you've seen the memes around the internet, there is a Lotus F1 car that was done up for Mad Max. and it's got the dualies, the front bladed tires, flamethrowers on the top, and the boomsticks on the thunderpoons, I think is what they call them in the movie. And so I wanted to do that vehicle. And I've made some death race IndyCar Formula One cars before, but this was really my attempt at getting close to the meme vehicle. And I am thrilled with how this thing turned out. And so it's got the flamethrowers, it's got an oil slick dropper, it's got the bladed dualies, and I did this flag image here at the back. I found that Godzilla image, and I just turned them into flags, and then I used that fast paint. What do people call it? Contrasts. And I just went over the white paper, turned it yellow, and it looks pretty good that way. I like that. I don't really use the contrast paints all that often, but when I do use them, I like using them for shading over top of already existing colors. But now, this one is a friend of mine gave me permission to use their artwork to make these ads. And so yeah, this is the werewolf hair tonic sponsored chaparral with the rockets, and got a golden skull, and it's very simple build. In terms of technical, it's not super technical. I switched out the motor with the 3D printed one, and so it's got a little bit more beefy look to it, and yeah, and you see I got a little bit of scorch marks coming from the exhausts, and yeah, it's simple. I really went to town with the black lining. I really wanted to pull all the panels out so people could see all the details of the vehicle. And so I think as far as that goes, mission accomplished. But this being the car of the month, I don't know if I'm probably not even going to win or anything in place this time, because there's just too many good builds. And but you never know. You never know until you try. But I got the Thunderpoons on the back of this one too, with the flags. So then the driver's in there. Again, the glare is kind of just obscuring him again. And you can also see where the windshield wipers knock some of the dirt off the window. And when I get it like this, you can see it a lot better. But yeah, really happy with this car. And then, of course, there's this one here that I've been saving the best for last. This is the Pirate Golf Scarlet End build. I couldn't find anything really to use for a tiny little golf ball. I would have had it up there, but I was just trying to think of, you know how a lot of these rich businessmen, they have like the little putt-putt range in their office. So I was like thinking that this Scarlet and captain, his office is the deck of this ship on wheels, and so he putt-putts off of it. And so we got the side cannons and everything. It's wacky. I meant this to be wacky and fun, and the summer vibes things, they come off of the cupcakes. And the graffiti on the sides is, again, the temporary tattoo method. And then this bone shaker truck, I changed out the wheels for the little tank tracks. And again, it's a very simple build as far as effort that went into it, but And I'm still getting this flock everywhere. And now I remember why I don't use green flock anymore on my models. This stuff goes everywhere. It's worse than glitter. It really is. But, you know, I just made a little back end of a boat kind of looking thing. Just wanted to do something. It's simple, you know. I'm not. This isn't to win prizes. This is just to have fun with, you know. A proof of concept, if you will. But yeah, there you go. So I got that, and I got one more to show. And reach over here real quick. So I put it over here like a dum-dum. And or maybe I didn't. Okay. Be right back. Oh, there it is. And we're back from commercial. If YouTube runs an ad on my videos, that would have been the perfect time for it. Okay, so this was my last month's car of the month vehicle. This is the Life of Crime vehicle. And you can see where the hole got punched through it. And so I was going to do the whole thing with punch through, but then I broke my drill bit. And you can tell right where I broke it. So I didn't completely make this the way I wanted to, but it was based on the Bonnie and Clyde vehicle, and you know, they used a Ford four-door, but all I had was this Plymouth, so I had to make do with that. And I did color match it to the car that they used. It's the same color as the car that is their death car in Primm, Nevada. And so it's Cordoba gray, which is kind of a green color for some reason. But got the twin miniguns, and you got this, you know, safe on the back for them to. It's full of money. Spare tire, white wall tires, and there's Bonnie and Clyde and another member of the Barrows gang driving. And it's got all the blood and the rust and the dust and the, you know, weathering that you would expect a car to have from that time period. But I really like how this one turned out. This is probably one of my favorite builds personally that I've done. And this one was ones that I don't know what I could have done differently to make it better. Because I think I did everything I needed to do. And but I like how it turned out. You can see here where the miniguns have been scorching the paint from how they've been firing, and yeah, like I said, it was a fun build. It really was a fun build. So now next month is 6 feet under. So that's going to be building a vehicle that can go subterranean or has something to do with funerals and stuff. I'm drawing a blank on that right now, but we'll see what we can do. But for now, like, share, subscribe, and be sure to check out my Etsy channel, King of Cats Crafts. And some of these vehicles will be up for sale on that channel, along with a few other ones. And, you know, it supports what I do. And it's what I like to do. The reason I build these cars and sell them is to help other people get vehicles to play with and stuff. I'm not really trying to turn big profits or anything. I use the what money I get, I usually turn right back into buying more stuff for Gaslands. So I really appreciate any help and support. And so anyway, have a nice day and be safe. Goodbye.